So some climate scientists from Purdue University have measured a year's worth of greenhouse gas from the entire United States on an hour-by-hour basis. When the data from all those SUVs and all those factories is animated, it's almost like watching the whole country breathe and exhale. Well, actually, it's more like watching some jerk in a bar blow cigar smoke in everybody's face all night. The measurements cover the year 2002 and are 100 times more detailed than previous emissions surveys. The researchers are updating their data now, and they're also working towards mapping the carbon output of the entire globe. A picture is worth 1,000 government reports that no one reads, so this is really great, just as far as raising awareness. But all that detail might also help the regulatory agencies do a better job of pinpointing the trouble spots, even on the level of individual factories. Much better.
I just want to say one word to you. Just one word.
Yes, sir.
Are you listening?
Yes, I am.
Plastics.
Wait, did I just hear a possible solution for global warming? Researchers in Germany and Japan have just come up with a technique to turn all that excess carbon dioxide we just saw into plastic. After all, the specific kind of plastic that's used in a lot of our stuff is called polycarbonate, which means it has lots of carbon. Also, when they added sand to the other chemicals in the process, they generated a lot more polycarbonate than they expected to. And the only waste product was water. So hold on a second. Sand plus CO2 equals water and lots of DVDs? Maybe we should make a phone call to Al Gore and his marketing people. Actually, it probably is too good to be true. You see, just the process of making the plastic would generate more carbon than it saves. What could help us out here is a clean power source, like solar energy. How ironic.
Oh, nanotech. You promised us fantastic voyage, you gave us office space. And now it turns out that in addition to being totally unawesome, some of these nano products might actually be harming the environment. For example, some researchers from Arizona State found that the silver nanoparticles in socks, which suppress odors by killing bacteria, come right out in the wash. And from there they can pass through the wastewater treatment plants and into rivers and lakes. No one can say for sure yet what effects they'll have, but we do know that dissolved silver can kill fish and all kinds of microorganisms, not just the bad kind. Granted, it's not a gray goo nano-apocalypse on the horizon, but it's not exactly reassuring either. We're just saying, if you're gonna tout your lame nano products, you might want to have a first do no harm policy in place too.
And speaking of lofty ambitions, a new startup out of MIT just nabbed $12 million in funding for their mission to make silicon solar cells whose output is economically competitive with coal. Eli Sachs, the MIT professor in charge, said, quote, "The science is understood, the raw materials are abundant, and the products work. All that's left to do is innovate in manufacturing and scale up volume production." Doesn't sound like a lot. What he neglected to mention in that press release is a time frame. Fortunately, this other expert at Caltech, who's actually collaborating with the folks at MIT on sustainable energy, filled that in for us. Here's his quote. "I believe we're at least 10 years away from photovoltaics being competitive with the more traditional forms of energy." So all that's left is really just finding the holy grail of 21st century solar power energy research. Something that's kind of escaped everyone for the last, well, since the dawn of pollution. $12 million, though, that's a pretty good start.